So we're here with our 25-foot 1020 head. I'll run you through what we've done to make this head work on the L2. First of all, we went to Worthington and I stripped off a hydraulic reel drive off of another Gleaner head. I got a 21 spline PTO shaft off of a, I don't know, it's probably, I would say, was built in the last 6-7 years John Deere platform. I'm not sure my John Deere numbers, but the nice thing about the John Deere is they use the inch and an eighth shaft just like the IH does at their head, but they use the 21 spline at their feeder house. So the sprocket drive for the hydraulic pump, I took an IH sprocket that I had and I stuck it in my lathe and I cut the sprocket off, and I went to our local farm store and I got a 22 tooth sprocket and welded back on and used the IH piece as a bushing. But you can get these off the internet. You can get a inch and an eighth hex hub and sprocket, and it's a weld together deal. It doesn't come pre-made, you got to weld it up yourself. But it worked out perfect because we had plenty of room to get this to fit in here, and then we were able to still slide the yoke on and still use the groove and the inch and an eighth shaft to lock it all in place. Plumbing, it all works with the original IH plumbing. Everything plugs in. This head can actually be within 5 minutes converted back to run on a red combine. All you simply have to do, take your chain off down there, take the bolts out of your shaft, slide the IH shaft back on, it'll lock back in the groove. Unplug all your hoses, connect the two hoses for the pump back together to keep dirt out, and you're ready to go. I was able to take the wiring, because the wiring was missing off of the head reel speed valve. I was able to take the wiring from my old head and put on this head and make all that work. So, let's see. Now we'll move on to header control. So, I used my original micro switch header control off the Gleaner head, and we took it off and we mounted it in here. This used to set horizontal, these two bolts were horizontally like this on the Gleaner head, but we took it off and it seemed to fit better if we mounted it in this direction. And Alex was actually able to figure out the geometry after playing around with it. We had it welded back here in a couple spots and it just wasn't working right. So we cut that off and we moved it here and we got the geometry right. The only problem is at about, probably 4.5 to 4.7 miles an hour, it'll start dribbling like a basketball. So you slow down a little bit, it gets itself back together, and it'll float the way it should. I don't know if anybody's got a suggestion on a different style of Gleaner header control that'll still work with the L2. If you do, could you leave some advice in the comments or something like that, or personal message me. We are thinking about, we're not sure yet, but we're thinking about coming up with a head adapter kit that you could weld to your combine. We'll build it, we'll send it to you, you attach it to your combine. So, I mean, if anybody be interested in that, let me know and we could work something out. Or if you have any questions and want some more measurements or something, just go ahead and ask us and we will get them to you. But what we're going to venture on to next is I have a 1083 corn head, and we are going to attempt to run a 1083 corn head on the L2 Gleaner. The only thing we got to come up with is the field tracker kit for 1083, which allows us to put the short drive shafts with the U-joints to run it on the Gleaner. So that is in the makings. But there's a video as promised. I hope you all enjoyed. We're going to try to actually go to the field here in about 15 minutes and cut some beans and see how it goes. It's been really dreary around here. It's been wet the last couple days, but the beans are about 14%, so we're going to go out there and see if we can't give her hell today. So thanks for watching. Until next time, thank you.